every UFC champion, which one is going to retain their belt and which one's going to lose it. We're going to dive right into it. We're midway through 2026, guys. We're going to look right at the first division here. We're looking at the flyweight division. Current champion is Joshua Van, guys. He's coming off that big win over number 3 ranked Tatsuro Taira. And, guys, the biggest threat right now for him is Alexandre Pantoja. Will he retain his belt this year? Most likely, guys, I believe he's going to get chopped. Alexandre Pantoja is going to take him to the ground and finish him. And then if that doesn't work, you got Manel Cobb who has the power to put him down after that win over Horiguchi. So with those two top contenders, I just don't see Joshua Van retaining this belt long, guys. I think he'll be one of the next dominoes to fall. So looking at the flyweight division, does he retain his belt? I'd say probably not. Move on to the bantamweights. We got Petr Yan, guys. And honestly, he's got a rematch with Merab Dvalishvili whenever his back or whatever's going on with him heals up. And Petr Yan is legit. Honestly, I can see Petr Yan retaining the belt. I think that he's able to defeat Merab Dvalishvili. I believe that he would be able to defeat Sean O'Malley. He mixes up the wrestling and the boxing. The guy is just a superstar, and I just don't think that anybody, even Umar couldn't beat Merab, so I just don't think anybody's going to be able to beat Peter right now, especially with him waiting to get healthy, getting surgery, getting everything fixed. Petr Yan's going to be coming back healthy, ready to go. So in the bantamweight, I don't see Petr Yan losing that strap anytime soon. Move on to the featherweight. We got Volkanovski, guys. Is he going to retain or is he going to lose? This one's a tough one here because Alexander Volkanovski real short. He can wrestle real well. Could probably outstrike Mozar. You know, and Mozar's clearly the only threat to him. Maybe an Aljamain Sterling could possibly creep up into that mix right there. But I think Mozar is able to get it done against Alexander Volkanovski. I believe that it's his time now. Volk was kind of not looking the best against Diego Lopez. Didn't really put him in trouble at all. So he just kind of outpointed him. And I think with a guy like Mozar, this is going to be a war. It's going to be a wrestle, strike, mix it up battle. And he's going to really be tested in this fight. And I think ultimately it's the era of Volkanovski is about to come to an end. So I believe the featherweight strap in 2026, when he gets back in there, it changes hands, guys, to Movsar Evloev. We move on. We look at the lightweight division. Justin Gaethje, guys. And this guy's got just, ultimately, I don't think he's going to retain this strap long, guys. And I hate to say it, but, you know, he just took out Ilia Topuria. If he gets back in there with either Arman or Ilia, I think that ultimately he loses. And I think Oliveira's got the keys to the victory against Justin Gaethje as well. The key is take him to the ground and submit him. Wrestle him early. You can't stand and strike with this guy. I mean, you can if you're Ilia Topuria, but you can't blow everything in your gas tank. You have to finish this guy. You can't take a sheet on that bus. You have to. Conor McGregor could be getting a shot. Guys, I just think that ultimately if he does go the Conor McGregor route and Conor McGregor does get through Max Holloway somehow, he's going to be... Justin Gaethje's dodging that Ilia Topuria rematch because he knows that's danger. Arman Sarukian's dangerous too, but if he could get an Oliveira or maybe a Max Holloway or a Conor McGregor, he's licking his chops for that. But I think ultimately if he draws Arman or Ilia, he's losing that strap. We move on to the welterweight division. Islam Makhachev. Guys, Islam with that wrestling pedigree, I think ultimately he's got Ian Gary, he's got Carlos Prates, he's got Michael Morales. But this guy only fights once a year. So, this fight coming up against Ian Gary, I believe he's able to get him to the ground, guys, and he just turns this fight into a rough 'em, tough 'em, Darce choke masterpiece. And I think that Islam Makhachev ultimately retains that belt because he's just that good. There's just no way around it. I mean, his biggest threat, in my opinion, is probably Morales. And Carlos Prates, he's really good on the feet, but if he gets taken to the ground, he can be had. And if you get to the ground with these Dagestanis, you're not getting back up. That's just 2-3 years for a gate. They don't do football, soccer, baseball. They wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. That's all they do. So Cousin Mountains, they're gonna wrestle you. What do you do with your cousins when they come over when you're little? You wrestle them, right? That's what they do, brother. We move on. Sean Strickland, guys. Is Sean Strickland going to retain his belt? Well, I can tell you this. It's not going to look good for Strick. Okay? Khamzat Chimaev, Dricus Du Plessis. His best route is to fight Imavov because Du Plessis is going to beat his butt. And Khamzat arguably won the first one. So I don't see that rematch going well for him. He's already avoiding that one like the plague. His best bet is to go after either Imavov or nobody because, if he faces Dricus Du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev, it is a wrap. And Sean Strickland beat Khamzat, but let's be honest. He was going backwards the whole time. And I think that if Khamzat had more in the gas tank, this fight would have played out a lot differently. So, and I do know a rematch, Khamzat's looking to get that payday. But you got to defend the title multiple times to get a guaranteed rematch. So probably Sean Strickland fights a guy depending on if Du Plessis gets past, Usman. Sean's probably going to get Imavov first and then go after Du Plessis. Unless the UFC is just willing to give Khamzat another shot. So we move on. So most likely Sean loses that belt. Carlos Ulberg, guys. We got rumors that Ulberg could be facing Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira could be coming back down. And I don't recommend it. Ulberg's got massive power in those hands, and we know that chin is suspect from Pereira. So I believe Ulberg, he retains. When he comes back from his injury, and let's say they give him Magomed. Well, Ulberg beats Pereira, so Ulberg beats Ankalaev. Ulberg beats Prohashka. That's the top three right there. You keep on going down. Blachowicz, Roundtree. Ulberg walks these guys down. City Kickboxing keeps churning out these superstars. That check left hook has to be one of the greatest punches I've ever seen with a guy with a hurt leg. You will never see somebody ever lay somebody out like he did. He put tremendous power into that punch with a hurt leg. So I just see if you're facing Ulberg, you better wrestle him. You better wrestle that guy. So he retains until we can find another guy that can stand and bang with him. Let's just be honest. And I don't think Ankalaev can withstand it. If he got dropped by Alex Pereira, you're going to get dropped by that guy. There's no doubt. No doubt. And the speed is baffling. We move on. Let's take a look at the heavyweight division. World's greatest division, guys. Tom Aspinall, the champion. Ciryl Gane. Guys, I believe Tom Aspinall's going to lose this belt. Ciryl Gane just looks so freaking good. What he did to Alex Pereira, even though those cheap shots at the end. Guys, let's not forget that he dropped him with that jab. And when he threw that jab, he had the hand up, placed the jab, seen him go down, and then he went in. This guy is a skilled fighter. Ciryl Gane is legit. And I don't think anybody can beat him except for John Jones. Man, how good is John Jones? Took Ciryl down and completely dominated him. And, he was dodging Tom Aspinall. He should have just fought him. I mean, Tom Aspinall was having trouble with Ciryl Gane. He could have just took Tom down and had his way with him. The weight don't matter. I just see with this, the athleticism of Ciryl Gane is just levels above everybody. And Tom Aspinall is probably the only guy in the heavyweight division that could really do something about it. So, honestly, I see him next time he gets in there. He gets in there before the end of the year against Ciryl Gane. He's losing that belt, brother. And it's not going to be pretty. I believe this time he gets finished. And finally, Ciryl Gane gets the respect he deserves. And, he has been a little bit of a, fouler. But the guy can fight. There's nobody ever going to doubt that. This man can fight at the top of the level. And that's just it. All right, now we're going to give some love to the women here. Strawweight, Mackenzie Dern. Zhang Weili, Jillian Robertson. She's fighting Jillian Robertson. I believe Mackenzie Dern, she retains the belt. The biggest threat is Zhang Weili to her, and she didn't draw her. So she got jumped, and she's fighting Jillian Robertson, and I believe she's able to get it done. She's a legend with her ground game. The ground game just reigns supreme. We move on. Valentina Shevchenko. Does she retain or does she lose? I believe she retains. I could see her fighting Alexa Grasso. I could see Natalia Silva. But I think ultimately the bullet is just too much. And I think she's leading up for a super fight eventually. She's going to fight Kayla Harrison down the line. And I think there's just nobody in that division that can match her. And then we got the Bantamweight champion in the women's, Kayla Harrison. She's got a real test coming up with the Lioness. And that's going to be Amanda Nunes is the biggest threat to her. Don't forget about Juliana Pena either. She's a threat as well. I mean, she defeated Amanda Nunes. But I think ultimately, I believe Kayla Harrison gets beat, guys. I think that Amanda Nunes comes back with that hunger. And I think this neck injury, I think it set her back. And I think Amanda Nunes has been using this time to say, okay, you had that head start on me. Now that you have surgery, I'm getting a head start on you. She's been in the gym. She's been ready. And I think that Amanda Nunes, this time, she takes the belt. And we got us a new champion in the women's bantamweight division, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know below, who do you think's going to lose their belt? Who did I mess up on? Who did I get right on? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, share. It helps to get this out there. Be looking for another video coming soon. Peace.